Hi everyone. Today I'm talking to you about two knives that I recently rescued, both of them together, so I want to try to keep them together, and they're a great Swedish pair. So it starts off with this Eriksson. So it's an Eriksson number 28 with a 5-inch blade that's meant for being like a camp knife, right? Built in the 50s to 70s, somewhere in that range. You can tell by the stamp on there. Not horrible shape, needs to be clean, definitely. Maintained. So I'm going to work on that, but it comes with the original sheath, right, that has the stamp on there of the coat of arms. And then along with it, its partner is an Richter. Both of them from Mora. This one's a smaller one. It's a scout knife, only about a 4-inch blade, but it's beautiful. Both of them have carbon steel, so they've got that patina on there, but they definitely need to be cleaned up because they have some stuff on the end that, you know, we want to try to make sure we get some of that cleaned off so it's safe, right? It's going to take this a long time to work together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up and kind of shine it up a little bit, not too much. I don't want to make it look out of sorts. Take care of the handles on them both. You can see on this one a little bit more worn of a handle, so I want to try to clean it up and use some lotion on it. And same thing for the sheath. Use some leather seasoning on it to try to bring back some of that glory so we can put those guys out there. So anyway, I will show you what we're doing as we go. So my traditional first step on maintaining any blade is I'll start off with some mineral oil and I'll put it onto a rag. And I'll take that and I'll just give it a good wipe down on the blade. Try to loosen up some of the stuff that's on it. Some of the gunk, maybe some of it's easy, but I'm going to put it on there, and I'm just going to keep this on the blade and the handle and any of the metal parts at the end, you know, just to try to let it loosen up some stuff. So I'll do that to that one. I'm going to do it to this one. Then after I put some of that mineral oil on it like this, what I'll do is I'll use a light abrasive, maybe like some 0000 steel wool, or possibly a brass brush, to try to get some of that junk off, especially inside that markings. The brass brush is perfect for inside the markings because those little fibers can get right down into there. So it gets right down into there. But for anything other delicate, I'll use a toothpick, right, to scrape stuff off, because we don't want to scratch the blades and make anything worse. We're about maintaining it, not about taking away its character. All right, so let me get working on that. All right, so I just used the mineral oil, and you can tell it's much, much better. It took a lot of that gunk that was on there off of there, and it shined it up a little bit, but there's still some of that patina, which is what I want. I don't want to get rid of it. Maybe lessen it, because it's carbon steel, so you want it to look like that. So my next step is I'm going to use some flitz polish, and what that's going to do is get in there and make sure any oxidation that's inside that patina that's not actively, you know, working against the blade. So I'm going to put this on there, polish it up a little bit. It's not for the shine as much as it is to stop with the oxidation. So that's the next step. All right, while I'm waiting for the handles to soak up that wax, I'm going to move over and I'm going to start working on the sheaths. That way it gives time for the handles to cure and I can work on the sheaths, but I need to make sure that you guys see this. All right, so these sheaths, they're decades old, right? And if they haven't been treated, look how dry they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Bic 4 and condition these. It's not going to make them oily or greasy or anything like that. It's just going to let them drink. And so I'm going to put a good amount on it, let it soak in. It's going to take like 10 minutes maybe. And if it still looks greasy, I'm going to do it also. But it's going to really make that coat of arms on there really pop out. So this is the look at it first of all, and then we'll see it after it's done. See how it looks. All right, so that's my next step. All right, I think we might officially be done with the blades. Look at the pop on that. You can see the etchings on there. Really came out well. Really easy to read. Nice contrast between the guard and the blade. The blade looks like it should, like it's 60, 70 years old, right? Now, the next thing we're going to do is work on the handles. Now, the handles, again, it's quite old. 60 years old. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use some of the Howard feed and wax. And what I do is I'll put that on there, let it sit for about 20-30 minutes, let it really drink in what's inside that mixture. The carnauba, the orange peel, right? Those waxes will just soak right in and really make that grain pop out. I can't wait to see that. So I'm going to work on that part next. All right, so I wiped them off. Look at that handle. Now you can kind of see after doing it where the sheath protected it. You can see the aging and how the wood actually took on that age. You can tell the age of this knife now because we cleaned it up and it absorbed right in. So that's pretty phenomenal right there. Well, now I'm going to use my last step, which I love to do, is just throw some Renaissance wax on it and clean it right up. Seal it so it's ready to go. So I'm going to work on that next. All right, so now I finished up. I made sure that I used the Bic 4 leather conditioner on the sheaths. And man, you can really see how it stands out now. Got that one, and the coat of arms really just glows. You can tell it was so dry. You can still see it's even a little bit dry. I haven't gone away from maybe putting another coat on the back just to give it another drink. This one seems like it's pretty good, but I might. And then I've took that handle, the wax that was on the handle, and wiped it off and cleaned it up. You can see that I showed you on the other one. This is the Eriksson. You can see it also has it up there. And then just to show off a little bit, I also threw some Renaissance wax on it, and that's my finisher, right? Because everything I've done to maintain it is phenomenal, right? It's getting away from the oxidation, it's feeding the wood, it's feeding the leather, shining it up enough without losing its character. But then the Renaissance wax puts that extra thin layer of protection just over the whole thing. So oils from fingers don't stain it, oxidation harder to handle. So it just gives that extra thin microscopic layer. It's kind of the protection layer. A lot of museums use for their museum grade quality for what they do. All right, so I'll probably put those up on our Etsy shop for the restore so somebody can adopt them, right? Can take them and put them back into the field because it's a perfect, mentor and student, hunter and scout, because they're perfect next to each other. If you're going to work different tools for different jobs or different people, right? This one was traditionally more used for younger because of the smaller hands, but were more delicate locations to get into. And this one larger because it's more of a camp knife. You can whittle wood or you can skin a deer. But anyway, I'll probably put those up there. So look for them on the Legends in Steel Rescue on the Etsy shop. And we'll have them up there. Maybe somebody will like them and want to put them into use again, or it'll make a great gift. So anyway, enjoy.